Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Virtual Vegan. I'm your host, Leanne, and this week, as I promised, I'm going to show you guys how to make vegan parm. So without further ado, here are the ingredients that I use.
3/4 cup pistachios and almonds, 3 tablespoons nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon garlic salt.
Okay, so the typical recipe for vegan parm, the recipe that I found was from the Minimalist Baker. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with her and her blog, but I will leave a link to it below. She posts a lot of awesome recipes. But in her recipe for vegan parm, she uses cashews. Now, Tony, who you've met in the other videos, is allergic to cashews, so a lot of times in vegan recipes we have to alter it a little bit. So in this recipe, I am using sort of half almonds, half pistachios. So we're just going to get started. You would want to use a food processor, but honestly a blender works fine, or if you even want to like crush up the nuts you could, but the smoother it is the better. So we're going to do sort of a mixture of the almonds and the pistachios. The recipe calls for about 3/4 of a cup, so I'm going to do 1/4 of almonds, and then 1/4 of pistachios. And then our last quarter, I'm going to kind of mix the two different ones. You can really use any type of nut. If you don't have someone that's allergic to a specific type of nut like cashews, use cashews. I'd be interested to see how that tastes. I've never actually had it. Or even macadamia nuts, I mean pumpkin seeds, who really knows. So here's that last 1/4 of a cup. And then we're going to use everybody's favorite, a little bit of nutritional yeast. So we're going to use about 3 tablespoons of that. And all of these nuts and the nutritional yeast I got at the bulk bins at Whole Foods. But you can really get the nuts pretty much anywhere. Alright, I'm using heaping tablespoons. And so if you look at the Minimalist Baker's recipe, she uses a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic powder, but I have this handy garlic salt shaker, and I could even it out to be about a tablespoon, but honestly what I'm going to do is just grind this a generous amount in here. I'm really lax about amounts of things, so you can kind of use just as much as you see fit. Alright, and once you've got a desirable amount of that in there, you simply blend all the ingredients together. Okay, so once you have everything blended up, you are done. That's really it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily look like any form of cheese, but I don't really use this in the same way that you would say make a grilled cheese or make, you know, melted cheese on a pasta. Oh, it's going everywhere. This is what I would use sort of in place of like your shaker of Parmesan cheese that you would get, you know, in the green container at the store. But this stuff is really, really delicious on a number of things. It is good on pasta, it's really good on salad. So what I do is put it in a container like this, and then it just keeps in the fridge really for several weeks. It's just nuts, so you can hold on to this stuff for quite some time. Alright, so tonight I'm having a dinner that is very typical for me, and it is kale and sweet potatoes. Sorry to be an asshole, but this is what I'm having for dinner. Anyway, why I am having this is because it is really good, something other than pasta that's really good to put a little cheese on. I like to sprinkle a little bit on kale and a little bit on potatoes. So what I wanted to ask you guys is, what kind of recipes, what kind of meals do you have to alter because of your allergies, or because of the allergies of a loved one or a friend? You know, altering this recipe, I personally think that with the pistachios and the almonds, it's even better than what it would be like with cashews. I feel the same way a lot of times when I sub in almond milk or coconut oil instead of butter. So yeah, in the comment section below, drop me a line about your allergies, how they affect your life, or someone you know's allergies and how they affect their life. I personally don't have any allergies, so I'm always curious as to what people have to do to sort of alter the way they eat and navigate through the like food world without having some sort of allergic reaction. I am going to eat this sad but delicious dinner, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.